Just over a minute remaining until we get to go to the national anthem, and then we get to go to the game. John, let's take a look at high school North's star player, Gianna Karupakali. She was okay in their last game against Hopewell. Really the only source of offense they had in that second half. So as both the teams begin to line up towards the center of the court now and then proceed to go back to their benches. Big excitement for this game, but a lot of that, these eyes are going to be on Karupakali. What can she do in today's game?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting game, and it is going to hopefully be a good showing from both teams.
Yep, and with just 30 seconds remaining until we kick off, Eliana Hebert's going to join me back on color commentary as we say goodbye to John, who has to go home. So, a very exciting game here coming up. Eliana, what have you seen from the Pirates so far this year?
Well, the Pirates have been doing very good. In terms of working as a team, they haven't had the strongest season. Again, 13 losses to 3 wins. So they could definitely be doing better, but they've gotten stronger as the season has gone on. They just had 2 wins. A loss was in between, but that is honestly the closest they've had wins so far this year. So things are looking up.
Teams almost starting to line up for the starting lineups for today. We actually see the tunnel start to be formed. We see the players start to get ready. So I guess the national anthem was only played during that first game today, which was that guys game, in case you missed out. North took a very dominating lead as, yes indeed, here come the starting lineups. First for the Pirates.
All right, first for the Pirates coming up. We have a lot to look forward to. We've got the cheerleaders lined up, as well as the non-starting players right in front to kind of give a little alley for the players to run through. For our first girls South player, we have Sophia Latif Estefan, a sophomore, really strong, most rebounds on the team. Next up, we have Annabella Ruse, also a sophomore and another very strong player. After that, we have Eliana Black, a junior this time, and again, one of the team's leaders in general in terms of points and different things like that. Right after that, we have Rachel Joseph, another junior, a guard, very important player on the team. Next up, we have Shiley Holden, another junior, once again, one of the leading people on the team. She has been playing on varsity for 3 years. So really, overall, really great starting lineup.
Holden, also the team's captain, so looking forward to a big performance from her and the rest of the Pirates tonight. But they're going to be met with Coach Moore's Knights. So starting off the lineup for them today is Annabelle Lee, who we see typically manage a lot from that top of the key. Alongside her, it's going to be Juliana Kelly, who likes to shoot, especially from the wings. You'll find her in those corners, on those sides, and like I said, those wings a lot. As Gianna Karupakali just got called in. As we were saying earlier about her, she is one of the stars of this team. After that gets called in Amelia Holmes and Molly Holmes. So the twins are going to be the ones to round out this lineup. They are 2 very tall players. South doesn't really have anybody who comes close to being as tall as those Holmes sisters on that team. So whether or not that height is going to make a big difference in this game is yet to be seen. However, it absolutely could. And South probably happy they're not playing at home today. They're 1-8 at home, and so they have more wins on the road than they do at home. However, you know, this game for them is going to feel like a home game. There's certainly a lot of South people here. They're here to cheer on their team. There's going to be a lot of North people here too, but I expect the crowds to go both ways, possibly give South an opportunity to have that home court advantage without actually being at home, which seems to give them a lot of trouble sometimes.
Absolutely, and honestly, their away games are not as bad as their home games, for sure, like you said. Their record there is 3-5, and overall, they have a very strong defense, and again, teamwork is a major thing for South, so hopefully we can see a lot of that good sportsmanship today.
Tip-off underway at the logo. It's won by Gianna Karupakali. She goes into the paint, passes it across the paint to the left side where Amelia Holmes was waiting. Pass, however, deflected out of bounds. So we're going to start this game off with an inbound from Juliana Kelly. Head coach Zach Kumar already calling out directions. It's bounced over to Molly Holmes, who gives it back to Lee. Now quick pass to Kelly left side. Here's Gianna Karupakali taking a couple dribbles back from the top of the key. Looking around, gives it to Lee left side. Waiting, fakes a pass, now bounces it to Holmes. Now it's Gianna Karupakali, right corner, going now to Kelly, who's 3 at that same position is no good, and the ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to be called in favor of the Pirates. So we're going to see West Windsor Plainsboro South get the ball for the first time today. 7.5 minutes remaining here in this first quarter.
Absolutely. Shiley Holden and Rachel Joseph bringing it up, really on that court, making strong passes, but that pass goes out of bounds. It was trying to go to Annabella Lee, but it went out, and so
Yeah,
it seems like it will be South's ball still, though.
Yes, it's going back to South. So it seems like it's going to be Holden to inbound it. She does so to a Stefan, who's at the top of the key. Holden once again has it dribbling to her right a couple times. And as she tried to pass it, it's intercepted. Here comes Gianna Karupakali. Right side layup is good, and that's how the game is going to start. 7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in this first quarter as Holden once again takes it across the half-court line, dishes it over to Black on that left wing. She dishes it back out, right corner. Holden's 3 is off the mark and goes out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Pirates. So Holden not able to convert on that long three-point opportunity from that right corner. However, they will get the ball back, and they're down 2. It's a 2-0 game for the Knights here with just under 7 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Yes, a lot of working it around is what we're seeing right now. Really, everyone, not so slowly, but definitely making a lot of passes.
Holden another 3 ball, this time from the right wing is no good, as Stefan's there though for the rebound and the putback to tie up this game at 2. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left here in this first quarter as Gianna Karupakali yelling out to the rest of her team, trying to direct traffic and bouncing it over to Annabelle Lee, right wing. Lee waits, fakes a pass, now bounces it back over to Kelly, left wing. Moving the ball around a little bit, dribbling to her right and gives it to Amelia Holmes now, right wing. She bounces it over to Molly, her twin sister at the top of the key, making a move closely guarded by Black. Tried to pass it into Lee, but the pass is stolen by Holden, and here come the Pirates. Holden's pass, however, stolen by Amelia Holmes. So that's funny how the two kind of just reverse each other, and now a tussle in the middle of the court. Juliana Kelly has it now, a whistle's down, whistle is blown as one of the South players, looks like it's Eliana Black, is still down here on the court. Nurse and trainer coming in to check on her as Coach Moore calls his girls over to discuss some strategy.
Yes. So let's just take a look here at, some of how the players are doing. Eliana Black, for example, right now she's down, but she has been one of the team's main leaders. She's really well-rounded and exceeds in a lot of areas on the court in general. 2 and 3-pointers are her strongest areas, though. And, in points, she is second right after Rachel Joseph, who is another junior.
As Black gets up and walks off, big applause for her from both sides. We talked about it earlier, but that sense of community is absolutely something you love to see. It's part of what makes these crosstown games so great. Another thing that makes these crosstown games so great is how close they are. For example, it's tied at 2 right now, just under 6 minutes remaining here in this first quarter, and an inbound from Juliana Kelly to Amelia Holmes, who bounces it to Gianna Karupakali. Once again, yelling out to her team, telling Molly Holmes to go to the top of the key, which is exactly where she goes and receives the ball. Now a pass into Kelly, and a layup rolls off the front of the rim, in and out. And a rebound now from the Pirates. So here comes Rachel Joseph, left side, now dribbling to her right. She's going to go up all the way. Her floater off the glass, no good, and a whistle called. Looks like it was a foul on the Knights. So the Pirates going to retain possession of the ball here in their own offensive zone.
Yeah, just to take a look at Gianna Karupakali, again, major player for the Knights. She is leading in terms of points with 134, which is more than anyone on South. So overall, very well-rounded player and very important for the Knights, which is why she's taking it down so much.
Joseph fires for 3 from the left wing, can't convert. Here comes Annabelle Lee, top of the key. Bouncing it over to Molly Holmes on that right side, but also close to the top of the key. Now over to Amelia. She bounces it into Karupakali. She's in the paint. Turnaround fadeaway jumper from inside the paint is no good. And a rebound here. Once again comes Rachel Joseph. So she guarded closely by Annabelle Lee. Dribbles back a couple times to the half-court line. And now goes to her right as she had a screen for her set by Estefan. She's all the way back now, and the ball's stolen by Juliana Kelly. So here she comes. She leaves it back for Annabelle Lee, who's going to be the one to take it across this half-court line. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left here. Tie game at 2. Molly Holmes looking around, finding her sister, but the ball goes out of bounds as Amelia couldn't corral the pass. And with that, with 4 minutes and 41 seconds left and a tie game at 2, the ball's going to go back to the Pirates.
Absolutely, and we have seen those steals from North, just like we saw in the last game. The ball was getting stolen everywhere from South, so hopefully that is something that the South girls are able to defend against in this game.
Holden dribbling to her left now, all the way around the perimeter on the right. She gives it back to Maya Montemayor, who is on the right wing, now trying to dribble in, leaves it for Estefan. Her shot from the free throw line is no good, and rebounded by Holmes, who's dealing with two South girls. However, neither of them can take the ball away from her. But Gianna Karupakali, who tried to take it up, the ball was taken away from her, stripped from behind by Annabella Ruiz. And here come the Pirates once again. 4 minutes left here in this first quarter. Maya Montemayor looking for a way to go, and she falls down. Whistle is blown, and a foul called on Gianna Karupakali means the Pirates are going to stay with the ball.
Absolutely. Even if we're just looking at the lineup right now for South, after Eliana Black was subbed out, we have a lot of underclassmen in terms of just sophomores on the court right now, all very strong players, and that's the future of the team, so it's super important to look out for.
Estefan had it at the free throw line. She dropped it, but it's recovered by Montemayor. She has it at the top of the key. Dribbling a couple times to her right, guarded closely by Karupakali. Finds a lane, tries to go up from the free throw line, but cannot do so. And now it's back with Joseph. She's going to go up on that same direction. Right side, no good, but the putback from Estefan, also no good. Tussle for the rebound between her and Amelia Holmes, and the whistle's called. Jump ball is also called, which means possession is going to stay with the Pirates. So 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. Still a close game, tied at 2, but we've seen a lot of offensive opportunities here for the Pirates.
Absolutely. In addition, we see Annabella Ruiz on the court a lot right now. We'll go into her a little bit later, but she has had an interesting season so far.
Tussle for the ball as Maya Montemayor missed a shot from the left elbow. Still waiting on word to who it's going to be. Yes, it is going to be the Knights who get the ball back. So Juliana Kelly looking to inbound it, and she bounces it to Karupakali, guarded very closely by Holden, and a whistle was blown. It looks like the ball might have went out of bounds, possibly a timeout. Still waiting on word on what the call actually is, and it did go out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Pirates. So Kelly inbounds it, and here comes Gianna Karupakali, guarded by two Pirates, however keeps the ball. Long pass all the way over to Sanvi Kumar, and she almost loses the ball. A whistle and a tussle as Maya Montemayor quickly tried to swallow up that ball as Kumar had a tough time gaining possession of it, and the whistle is called. It's going to, however, stay with the Knights, though, on that jump ball call. So Kelly's still looking to inbound it, still can't find anyone, eventually passes it back to Annabelle Lee. She is going to be the one to dribble it across the logo as we tick down to 3 minutes remaining. Here comes Sanvi Kumar, right wing, passing it to Karupakali, left wing. She waits, steps a little bit, looks around, and finds Amelia Holmes once again at the top of the key. Passes it over to Kelly, pump fakes the shot, tries to go up, gets stopped, and now Karupakali has it left wing. Into Kumar, left elbow, and a pass over to Annabelle Lee. Right wing three is good! A swish smooth like butter from Annabelle Lee gives the Knights a 5-2 lead with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left here in this first quarter as the Pirates look to respond. So here's Montemayor, left wing, guarded closely by Lee, dribbles a couple times to her right, and now kicks it over to Annabella Ruiz. Her left wing three, no good. Quick rebound by Montemayor. Her putback chance is also no good. Ball is still with the Pirates. It looked to be tipped out of bounds, but it looked to be tipped out of bounds by a Knight. So once again, the Pirates are going to retain possession of the ball. 2 minutes and 11 seconds here in this first quarter, and South has an opportunity here, North has an opportunity here to increase the score. Breakaway pass to Molly Holmes. She's guarded by two Knights. She passes it back to Annabelle Lee. Left wing three, no good. And a rebound here looks to be Holden. Yes, it is. So under 2 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Holden yet to take it up the logo. Now she does. Dribbles to her right and dishes it off to the right corner. Now an opportunity for Rachel Joseph. She tried to go up with the scoop from that right side into the paint, but couldn't do so. Annabelle Lee has it once again. Kicks it out to Kelly, right corner three, yes! Juliana Kelly connects. We're seeing some of that three-point shooting from the Knights here in this first quarter. They have an 8-2 lead with under a minute and a half remaining in this first quarter.
Yes, Juliana Kelly has been coming in with those threes, which is one of her main things on the team. She's really been able to get a lot of those, and this is why she is the second leader in terms of points on the team.
Holden's pass is tipped. Karipakali gives it to Amelia Holmes, who gets fouled on the way up and converts the shot. Amelia Holmes with an opportunity for a three-point play. Currently it's 10-2 Knights with 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining, and now we're starting to see some of those defensive reads as well from North.
Yes, the teams were tied 2-2 for the very, longer part of the beginning of the first quarter. However, the first quarter is going to be important because although South in past games has been able to come back from a bad first quarter.
The 8-0 run becomes a 9-0 run as Holmes sinks the shot. Charlie Holden coming out of the game as here's Eliana Black, who's back in, dribbling to her right across the perimeter. Now dishes it off to Montemayor, top of the key. Tried to make a couple moves, ball tipped away by Kumar. She retains possession, now goes into a Stefan. Back to Black, but she can't convert the shot from the right wing. So it's rebounded by Amelia Holmes, and up comes Annabelle Lee. Crossing the line, 47 seconds left here in this first quarter. Going all the way to her own baseline, the ball is tipped out of bounds by Montemayor, and it's gonna stay with the Knights. Juliana Kelly is gonna be the one to inbound it. 42 seconds left here in this first quarter.
Absolutely, and again, we see so many great things going on. Just to finish the thought from earlier, North often has a good teller. When they have a good first quarter, they end up winning most of the time, especially in recent games.
Sanvi Kumar had possession. The ball was tipped away, and here comes Eliana Black. She passes the half-court line, but her pass to Montemayor is stolen by Kumar. She goes up and converts the easy layup to make it a 13-2 game with 23 seconds left here in this first quarter. So, here comes Rachel Joseph dribbling behind her back on that left side, now circling around, guarded closely by Lee and Kumar, trying to find someone, finds Montemayor, and now over to Black. Her right shot is no good, but Estefan's there for the putback to make it a 13-4 game. 2 seconds left in the first quarter. The ball, there was a long pass that almost went out of bounds. Montemayor spent her time trying to save that pass, and the quarter will expire. So a 13-4 lead here for North after 1/4 of this game is gone. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH, and Princeton Junction.
The Earth has a natural balance of life. Global warming is disrupting the balance. You can help fight global warming if every family replaces 3 frequently used light bulbs with compact fluorescent bulbs. It's like taking 3.5 million cars off the road. Help find how you can help at fightglobalwarming.com. Brought to you by Environmental Defense, Ad Rubber Foundation, and the Ad Council. With the home of all WWPH Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
20 seconds remaining before we kick off the second quarter. In just a moment, we're going to be joined by head coach of the boys team, Luke Beesley, who just had a dominating win against the Pirates. But before we get there, we have a bit more of a cheer routine. So, here comes Mr. Beesley. So, what's going on, Coach Beesley?
Hey, how's it going?
How was that game? Big dominating win against the Pirates. Something we noticed is that they came out in that second half starting a full court press, and you answered right back with that same strategy.
Yeah, defensively I thought was a big thing for us today. That's what we take pride in. And the first half we really set the tone, but second half they wanted to put a little pressure, so we kind of wanted to attack that as well and did a pretty good job of that third and fourth quarter.
Your next game is up at Ewing on Friday. What's the game plan for that game looking like?
They're a very good team. They're one of the top teams in the CVC, one of the top teams in Mercer County. We're going to try to play our game and be confident. That's what we did today. We were a really confident bunch, especially defensively, getting after it. And going to their place is never easy, but we're going to practice tomorrow and Thursday to get ready to go for that.
Great. And with this win tonight, you guys improved to 9-9 on the year. You were just named NJ.com's Mercer County Team of the Week. What is that feeling like, and how do you plan to build on that momentum?
Yeah, it is momentum, and we take it every day. One of our things that we say is 1% better every day. So the past is the past. We played great for about a 2-week stretch, but now it's going on to practice tomorrow, learning from our mistakes today, and getting better, get ready for Ewing and Florence on Saturday. So pass is great, but we want to continue to get this going and try to get it to it on Friday.
Rachel Joseph misses her first free throw. Her second one is up and good this time, so a 13-5 game. Coach Beesley, Quindus Crossland on the Pirates did not play today. How soon before the game did you learn that was happening, and how did that affect your game plan?
When they come out and he's not dressed, it was unfortunate. He's a really good player. I know him he played a little bit of football last year. He's a great person, and he's a really good player. So it is hard to try to fill those shoes. Hopefully he can bounce back and be ready to go next game. But we just had to do what we can do. You never know who's going to play, what's going to happen. It didn't really change us too much. Our mentality stayed the same, and that was a big thing for us going in. Is keeping the mentality because they got us last game. They beat us back in the early January. So coming in, wanted to win, and that's what we did.
Great. Thank you very much for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Beasley. Congratulations again on an awesome win. As the shot from the right side for North is no good. 13-5 now with 7 minutes left in this second quarter. And the ball over on the Pirate side goes out of bounds, previously handled by Rachel Joseph. So looks like Juliana Kelly is going to inbound it as the Knights try and go the other way. 13-5 now with just under 7 minutes remaining.
Yes, we've got all the girls spread out around the court. Eliana Black is definitely higher out there.
Here's Annabelle Lee being guarded closely by Montemayor, now crosses the half-court line, directing traffic and passing it to Kumar at the top of the key. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in a 13-5 game. Kumar going all the way around to the right side, tries to spin in, but gets called on a travel before she can do so, and the ball's going to go back the way of the Pirates with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left here in the second quarter. 13-5 is the lead for North.
Absolutely. The girls have been getting more aggressive on South in terms of defense. As soon as Eliana Black came back in there, she really started getting on her girls, and so did everyone else. So that's been a great part so far in this second quarter.
Under 6.5 minutes now remaining in this second quarter as Montemayor goes up from the right side of the paint, tried to drive in, couldn't do so, but a whistle called. Looks like Maya Montemayor is going to go to the line for two, and free throws, and South has been she's not going up, not called a shooting foul, so Eliana Black instead is going to be the one to inbound it. Still looking around, and she bounces it now to Montemayor. Right side of the paint, trying to dribble in, instead spins back, bounce pass stolen by Liv Caraba, and here come the Knights. They're going to go down the lane pretty slowly, not looking to rush anything, as Annabelle Lee now directing traffic from the logo. 6 minutes on the dot remaining. Lee goes to her right, goes up, and can't convert on the layup. Rebound now by, looks to be Rachel Joseph, and she gives it over to Montemayor. Her left wing three is off the mark. However, a rebound once again. This time Esme Medea grabs it. In goes Eliana Black. However, her shot from the right side of the paint rolls in and out. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Still a 13-5 game. West Windsor Plainsboro High School North leads. Annabelle Lee looks to once again cross that half-court line. This time she dribbles to her left, passes it back now to Amelia Holmes. She's at the top of the key. Now Caraba right wing. Lee once again has it towards the logo. She's still looking around, pivots to her right, tries to go up, falls down. As she does so, a whistle's called. Looks like it was a tussle for the ball, so they're going to call it a jump ball, and possession's going to go to North. So Juliana Kelly is going to be the one to inbound it here for the Knights.
Yes, there's been a lot of falls so far, especially during driving. A lot of driving, not as much passing around the arc. So we'll have to see how that affects the rest of the game.
Juliana Kelly missed a right wing three, and now the ball comes back the other way. Annabella Ruiz dribbling, trying to go in, instead gets stopped and dishes it back out to Deanna Hu. Now here's Eliana Black, and back to Hu now on that right wing. Under 5 minutes remaining here in this half. Still a 13-5 game is North. Montemayor goes up, makes a little Euro step towards the left side of the paint. Can't convert on the shot though. Tussle for the rebound. Caraba had it, and a jump ball called. Sorry, not a jump ball. Actually a foul called, so the Knights are going to take this ball back. 4 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in this half, and a 13-5 lead still for the Knights, as back in comes their captain, Shiley Holden.
Yes, we're seeing a lot of movement around the court right now.
Yeah, Kelly over to Kurupakali, and back to Kelly as she crosses that half-court line. She's got Caraba to her left, Kurupakali to her right. That's where she goes. Kurupakali now directing traffic from the logo. Over to Kumar, left wing. Thought about taking a shot, and on her pump fake, she seemed to go up and down, so they're going to call that a travel and give the ball back to the Pirates. 4 minutes, 24 seconds left here in the half. Bounce pass from Holden in to Ruiz, who gives it right back to Holden, who takes it up the floor, is how the Pirates are going to start this next possession. 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Montemayor dribbling it all the way up to the half-court line, to the free throw line, excuse me. And now over to Holden. Long pass over to Black, left wing. Dribbles back all the way towards the half-court line. We're closing in on 4 minutes left here in this half. Black dishes it to Montemayor. However, as she tried to drive from the top of the key, she couldn't do so. And back the other way come the Knights. Kurupakali still making moves. She had to spin away from around 3 Pirate defenders there. Eventually, a whistle is called. It's going to be a foul on the Pirates. So with 3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining, once again, the ball is going to stay with the Knights as they're going to inbound it from that right sideline.
Absolutely. Even if we just look at the teams in terms of both South and North, South has fewer super experienced players, but that all work together as a team, really strong defense just because they communicate so much. And North has some more really strong players, but they are a little bit of a younger team, so there's less of that same teamwork going on as much.
Sanvi Kumar, left wing, gives it back to Juliana Kelly at the top of the key. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining here in this game. And it was once again Kumar who had it on the right wing. Karaba now top of the key, gives it back to Kumar in that right corner. She's going to try and dribble in, thought about going up, instead gives it to Kelly left wing. Here's Kurupakali right wing, goes into the free throw line, now ends up getting stopped and spinning around the other way. She's back at the logo now, taking more steps back, very close to that half-court line. Here's Juliana Kelly calling for the ball and receiving it on that left corner. Back to Kurupakali. She goes up in the paint, but the shot is blocked. However, it goes right to Sanvi Kumar, who can't convert on the layup, however. So that'll take us down under 3 minutes, as once again, here comes Shiley Holden and the Pirates. Drive up from the left side is no good. Ball is whistled out of bounds and back to the Knights side.
We have had a couple of passes being gone out just because of how strong they are, and they're going way past whoever they're trying to pass it to. But let's take a look at Gianna Kupakali, who keeps bringing the ball down throughout this game. Really strong player, again, leading in terms of points and leading the team in multiple areas as well. She has a really decent average in terms of both 3 and 2 pointers, again, leading to that lead. And this is also her 3rd year on varsity, and last year she was the 2nd highest scorer. So she's just continuing to improve her game and continuing to improve working with everyone around her.
For decades, 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction has been your source for local information and student voices in West Windsor and Plainsboro. And this year the tradition continues on your community radio station, 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction. Timeout still going on. We see the North cheerleaders getting a little rowdy, as now the timeout will end. So, in case you're just joining us, it's been, for the most part, a scoreless second quarter. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the half. 13-5 is the score after North left the first quarter with a 13-2 lead. So, that's where we're at right now as both teams come back on the floor. The ball looks like it's going to start off with the Pirates, but still waiting on an official word for that. No, it's going to be the Knights. So, Juliana Kelly going to inbound it over to Annabelle Lee, who's being double-teamed, and now we're seeing some more full-court press action. Here comes Lee once again in the paint, making a spin move and giving it over to Kurupakali. Still have not crossed the half-court line, and now they get called on an 8-second violation. So, the Pirates' full-court defense there, something the Knights did not expect. They waited too long in their own backcourt, and the ball's going to go back to the Pirates. 13-5, 2 minutes, 38 seconds left here. Here comes Deanna Hu, and another whistle called, this time on a travel. So, as quickly as the Pirates got the ball, they lose the ball. And the Knights are going to inbound it from their own baseline.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of long passes so far from both teams, which is leading to some of those balls going out. But in general, just passing from halfway through the court all the way down. So it's been a really interesting way of trying to get the ball around.
Shiley Holden now at the logo, making a couple pivots and dishing it off to Deanna Hu, left wing. Now she gives it to Annabella Ruiz, who assumed Holden's spot at the top of the key. She gives it now to Black. Black now at the top of the key. So they're playing a lot of offense from that very central point. Now Holden has it from that same position. Dishes it to the right wing, where Annabella Ruiz once again waiting, dribbling a couple times to her left, spinning, going to her right, bounce passes it to that right corner where Deanna Hu's waiting. Dishes it out now to the top of the key once again to Holden, who gives it to Ruiz. She dribbles to her right, that's Rachel Joseph, excuse me. And now a bounce back once again to Deanna Hu. She's on that left wing. Now spinning back and giving it back to Joseph. Joseph's at the logo. Minute 32 left here in this half. Joseph's thought about driving, instead tried to dish it off to Ruiz, but the pass could not be handled. And here come the Knights. Just under 90 seconds left here in this half. Here comes Annabelle Lee. And as she crosses that half-court line, there's a whistle blown. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Rachel Joseph of the Pirates. Substitutions being made as back in comes Molly Holmes, out comes Sanvi Kumar, and in comes Sophia Latifa Stefan for the Pirates, as well as Eliana Black comes back out of the game. So a minute 24, 13-5, Knights lead.
Absolutely. Up until that sub, we saw a lot of play from all of the juniors on South. There's only 3 juniors, and those are Joseph, Holden, and Black, and all 3 have been passing everywhere. So it's been a really impressive game from them so far.
Gianna Karupakali has it at the logo, as she so typically does. Dishes it off to Holmes, who gives it right back to her. A minute and 3 seconds remaining. Karupakali goes behind the back, but she loses the ball on the following dribble on that right side. Here comes Shiley Holden. 55 seconds left, has to spin back because she's being guarded so closely by Karupakali. Now 50 seconds. Here comes Rachel Joseph trying to go in, draws the foul on her way up. That foul is going to be called on Annabelle Lee, and Rachel Joseph is going to go to the line for 2.
Yes, and I'd just like to comment, along with Rachel Joseph, we have, again, the 3 sophomores. We've got 6 players that have really been bringing it for South this entire time. Maya Montemajor, Annabelle Ruse, and Sophia Estefan. Again, those 3 sophomores have been building their game, and so far I've just been doing a really impressive job filling in the places of some of the seniors that already graduated.
Joseph's free throw is no good. She missed 1 of 2 earlier today, as now another substitution looks to be made soon for the Pirates in just a second. Now the substitution thought about coming in, but then was waved back by the ref. So it seems like they'll wait till after the second free throw to do that, assuming the shot is made. So Joseph's second shot is up, and no good. Rolls out of the rim, rebounded by Molly Holmes. She dishes it back to Juliana Kelly, and now here across the half-court line come the Knights. Here is Anjali Vamuri, left wing open 3, no good. Rebound, Shiley Holden gives it over to Rachel Joseph. Right side, dribbling now towards the top of the key. Now dribbles back to the logo. Under a half a minute remaining in this first half. Joseph still hasn't decided a way to go. She's a screen for her set by Estefan. Decides not to use it. Still has it now at the top of the key. Dishes it back to Deanna Hu on that left wing. Now into Estefan. Now back to Joseph. She was at the top of the key. Goes up for the left elbow shot. Can't convert though. Rebound by the Knights. 8 seconds left here. Are they going to be able to get a shot off? No, they're not, because Karupakali gets the ball stolen from her in her own backcourt. Holden's last second shot is off the mark from that right elbow, and that's going to end the half for us. A 13-5 lead for North heading into the half. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Bullies don't just show up at your front door and introduce themselves. So how do you know if your child is being bullied? It's not always as obvious as a black eye. You need to spot the clues. Grades may drop, they might try to avoid school, and they probably won't talk about it. Another big thing. Bullying happens to boys and girls. You can stop bullies with words to your kid, school officials, or other concerned parents. And by going to mcgrove.org. This message is from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council. You're listening to the home of all WWPH Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
All right, and we are back again. I want to take a look at some of North's tactics, because we've seen a lot of South, we've seen a lot of those sophomores and juniors. But let's take look at some of North's main players. We've seen a lot from Annabelle Lee and Gianna Capopoli. In terms of how they defend, they've been really enjoying spinning out of defense, which has been a really strong move for them. They've evaded a lot of players from the opposing team. And overall, it's just been a good way for them to make sure they have the ball and really get out of those sticky situations.
I will say, similar to the boys' team, North's ball control on the girls' team is on point tonight. They have been able to steal the ball from South on multiple occasions, and they're definitely using some of that height advantage to some of their players, especially the 2 senior twins on their team. But let's talk a little bit also about South, who is a little bit far behind in points. North is currently leading with an 8-point lead. 13-5. However, the Pirates do have a few star players. I want to start by mentioning Maya Montemajor, who is getting a lot of game time, a lot of ball time as well. Trying to, most commonly when she gets the ball, she does pass it to her teammates, but she does try to drive it down the middle of the key and get a shot in. Now, all those have not connected, but that's where the next star player for South comes in, Sophia Latifa Stefan. She comes in and is really made for those rebounds and gets the points in for South.
You said it. Both those players are really a big reason why South is so strong this year. And again, sophomores, we have them for multiple more years. and they are able to continue to build their game. But we also have a couple more players, like Annabella Ruth, probably that last sophomore that's really been able to do. She's had, some injuries, some difficulties in the past couple of years, but she's back even though she has her brace on, and she's playing really well. She is also the second highest in terms of rebounds. But even taking a look at players like Shiley Holden and Rachel Joseph, Shiley Holden has the most assists on the team with 29, and Rachel Joseph has the most points. Both, again, extremely strong players, both three-year varsity players, and, just continuing to build their game so far this season.
So they're definitely holding the strongest advantage from both teams by far with experience and play style. They have learned all of it throughout their years playing on the varsity team. Like you said before, South is mostly made up of sophomores and with about 3 juniors on the team. So a lot of young players, but showing a lot of skill and sizable, change in difference in skill as well, that are able to match up and at least keep up with a little of North's players. We'll see how they do in these next 2 quarters. So far, it is that kind of, skill and age gap is kind of showing. However, they do have a chance of coming back at it as we see the cheerleaders continue their performance throughout the halftime.
Absolutely, and just taking a look at kind of how this has affected them in the past, Zach Coomer, who is their head coach, this is only his second year being a head coach, so this is overall a very young team, and especially last season, their big player last season was Catherine, and she just all around very strong player. 186 points that season and 174 rebounds. Wow. So, those were big shoes to fill this season. And I think so far they've done a pretty good job in terms of just, making sure they're being strong. And again, compared to North, Frank Moore, this is his 7th year as head coach. So they're a much older team. Again, they have those seniors that are really strong and have the height, which is, like you said, a really big point. They've been able to block a lot of those balls and really get above the players as they're trying to go up.
So it's not just for the players as well; it's also for the coaches as a matter of experience, right? The coach for South, comparatively is newer than the coach for North, so he has that experience advantage. He has that tactical advantage for his plays. I still think South's coach is trying to find his roots to help the team out, see where they go, and see what works for them. So a lot of these games, good or bad, it's going to be a learning experience for all of them. They're going to set their bases up and hopefully see some better performance in the future.
Yes, and we will have to see, again, there's just so many things going on this season. South has not had the strongest season, but they've gotten stronger as it goes on. And North has had a stronger season, but there has been some recent games where they've not done as well, such as last Friday, the last game that we announced against Hopewell. They were expected to win, but they did not end up, and they although they went blow for blow in the first quarter, the rest of it was not so great. So we'll have to see if that's what this is. Again, they're ahead right now, and South is behind. And there's been games where South is behind, and they're able to come back, especially in recent games. A lot of their wins start with really not great first quarters, sometimes even bad second quarters, and they come back in the second half. So we'll have to see what that means for both teams.
So yeah, both teams are going back to the drawing board, especially South. And like you just said, South is known for really pulling through and surprising the fans near the end of the game in the last half, maybe even the last quarter. So perhaps they're working on something better that they can try to work out, and analyze really North's play style and see what they can do. What we know about North's team, for the coaches at least, he picks on fast for the opponents, especially South's their play style, and he changes it up fast for the players on the court to match that play style to be able to counter it. So it's going to be pretty neck and neck. North is definitely leading in overall, being 5th in the CVC, South being 7th, I believe. So we'll see how it goes. North, our prediction right now is North is going to take that upper hand, but South may be able to surprise us.
Yes, and just to comment on the fast, Juliana Kelly has gotten down a lot so far today. Gianna Krupakali. She has gotten down a lot. She brings the ball down almost every time. Just a really strong player overall, leading that team. She does not have the height that some of her teammates have, but she has that speed, and so she's part of a lot of those plays where they're going fast down the court.
And we've seen a lot of her blocks in the first quarter at least, really work out for her. And like you said, a good leader for the team, directing traffic whenever we can see. She's always making calls to her teammates, directing them where they need to go, and ultimately, kind of being a tactical leader for this on the court, and making plans, making shots, and they are connecting, and it's working out in North's favor.
Absolutely, and something that we've seen also from South, just kind of a similar player to Gianna Kupakali in terms of this team on South, might be either player Shiley Holden or even Eliana Black or Rachel Joseph, because they are the stronger players in terms of upperclassmen. So they've been on the team, they feel comfortable leading the team, and so that's something we've seen a lot, especially from Shiley Holden when she's been in, and Eliana Black when they've been in. Just leading the team around, really calling the ball, calling passes from each other, getting the word from the head coach and making that happen on the court.
We definitely see Eliana Black, taking that ball and try to, move it around a court, at least on the half court line, try to get it to different teammates, move it around, make sure they can pass it well. She's definitely one of those passing teammates. We've seen a few shots of her to take, but mostly out there just to find openings for the teammates and make it to the goals.
Yes, and we are seeing the players starting to come out. Right now, South is coming out of the locker room after their halftime talk, looking a little bit down, but I think they should be hopeful for the second half of their game. They've had a couple of really strong games recently, so
it's important for the players to keep high in spirits and keep their plays going, and that's the coach's job to motivate them as well. And we see a lot of coaches try to, no matter how far back it is in the game, they try to always encourage to play like a 1-point game.
Absolutely. And again, something important to note, we said that Coach Kumar and as well as that we have assistant coach Giordano, both of them have coached at the middle school level and they have followed up through the high school level. So they've known these girls. This is a team that knows each other, but it is still a young team when it comes to their high school career.
So there's a lot of growth coming from here, and there's a lot of growth to come on this game tonight. We're going to be continuing off soon. 50 seconds left on the halftime. You're listening to the home of all WWPH sports. 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. Think history is a little scary? Then log on to loc.gov and see how much fun it can be. It's history the way you like it. Cool films, pictures, fun facts, all just a click away. You can jump back in time, meet amazing Americans, explore the states, and join America at play. Learn how to design your own car or even animate a cartoon. Library of Congress at loc.gov. It's a blast from the past. A public service message brought to you by the Library of Congress, the Ad Council, and the station.
All right, I'm back alongside Eliana still. Halftime is about to wrap up. Game set to continue. Currently a 13-5 lead after one half for the Knights. So we saw a lot of turnovers offensively from both teams. What are they going to need to do in order to cool off those turnovers?
I think especially playing good defense, making sure the offense is strong as well. But the defense is going to be a big part, making sure that you keep the ball when you have it.
Maya Montemayor is the first one to get the ball. She dribbles to the top of the key and kicks it back to Eliana Black. Now she's got Rachel Joseph at the top of the key, back to Montemayor. She makes a couple moves into the paint, can't find anything. Black, left wing three-pointer off the mark, rebound Molly Holmes. Still a tussle for it, they call a jump ball. Ball is gonna go to the Knights. So 7 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. Decent offensive possession there from the Pirates. Can't result though in any points. And Juliana Kelly is gonna inbound it as the Knights look to strike first today in this second half. So bounce pass into Lee. Full court pressing are the Pirates. Kelly passes it to her left where Gianna Karupakali is waiting. She passes it to her left. Left wing shot from just inside the perimeter from Angeliva Murray. Air balls, but the putback opportunity for Amelia Holmes is good. And a 15-5 score will kick off this second half here for the Knights. So 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Here comes Montemayor trying to respond, and she can't do so. Rebound Kelly. Here's Karupakali on the fast break after an outlet pass. Her layup is no good, and the ball recovered now by Eliana Black. And now the Pirates, after weaning off a little bit of that defensive pressure from the Knights, are taking the ball up and past the half-court line.
Yes, and something that's interesting is that South missed that three-pointer because that has been one of their stronger points, especially for Eliana Black, who missed it of this year. She's gone a lot of them, so it's been an interesting game so far.
Montemayor went up for the layup, got blocked by Holmes, and on the other side of the court, Annabelle Lee draws a foul. So she's going to go to the line for two. 6 minutes and 39 seconds remaining here in this third quarter, and a 10-point lead still for the Knights. 15-5 lead as it looks like Rachel Joseph was called on that foul. So Lee wipes her shoes a couple times, dribbles with her right hand thrice, puts up her first shot and can't convert off the back of the rim. So still a 15-5 score after that first shot from Lee.
Yes, and as she's going up praying for her last one, everyone's looking around really tense.
Lee's second shot, though, is smooth like butter, makes it a 16-5 game in favor of North. So here comes Montemayor again, just crossing the half-court line now at the logo, dribbling a couple times to her right, now to her left. Still looking for a space, can't find one yet. Dribbles back to the half-court line, now makes a move on Murray, goes up right side of the paint, instead dishes it back to Holden. Right wing three, no good, and the rebound still a tussle, but it's recovered by the Pirates. So they retain offensive possession. Montemayor gives it to Ruiz. She puts up a short jumper from the left side and converts. So 16-7 game now with 6 minutes left. Once again, full court pressing as here comes Gianna Karupakali. Left side now dribbling towards the middle, top of the key, driving herself to right hand scoop though, layup off the front of the rim, and a rebound by the Pirates once again. So this is Rachel Joseph now crossing the logo, now staying though at the top of the key and giving it to Montemayor, left wing. Still waiting, not having dribbled the ball yet. She gives it to Ruiz now, top of the key. She dribbles once to her left and gives it to Black in that same spot. Black might drive, instead she gives it back to Montemayor, just outside the free throw line. Her shot airballs and is recovered by Kelly. 5.5 minutes remaining. Karupakali, there's a tussle for the ball, it goes loose, and the ball is gonna go back to the Knights. 5 minutes, 23 seconds left here in this third quarter.
Yeah, so we've seen the ball loose a couple of times today, partly because of some passes that were too strong to not go through, and partly because of the ball rolling out, and especially in the boys' game as well. So that's something that both teams are going to have to watch as the game goes on.
Annabelle Lee gets the ball off a contested inbound from Juliana Kelly, crosses the line with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left here in this third quarter, bounces it to her right. Molly Holmes gives it right back to Lee at the top of the key once again. Now she's got Amelia Holmes at the free throw line. Close contested there from Eliana Black. She actually had her arms wrapped around her, so a whistle blown, and seemingly the ball will go to the Knights, but still waiting on someone to inbound it. Yes, it's going to be Juliana Kelly waiting at their own baseline, or actually on their offensive baseline, to inbound the ball once the ref signals she is ready. Now she is, and she's still looking around. Bounces it to Amelia Holmes, left side of the paint, goes up for the shot, can't convert, but a whistle blown, and Amelia Holmes is going to go to the line for two. 5 minutes, 4 seconds remaining. 16-7 is the lead for the Knights here in this third quarter.
Something we were able to note during the halftime, talking about everything, but Amelia Holmes, both the Holmes twins, but particularly Amelia Holmes, has the height, and that's something they've been able to use to their advantage so far in the game. South does not have a lot of height on their team in general, not a lot of older players either. So that is something that they've been able to do, really get up for those blocks and get up for those shots as well.
Holmes missed her second, she missed both of them actually, as Coach Frank Moore was discussing strategy with a couple of his girls. Here's Shiley Holden, right wing, gives it to Montemayor at the top of the key. Looking around, still hasn't made a move yet, now dribbles a couple times to her right, dribbling around the perimeter, and gives it to Ruiz, now Holden left wing. She fakes a pass to her left, pulls up from the free throw line, her jumper connects. Good shot by Shiley Holden to make it a 16-9 game. Just over 4.5 minutes remaining in this game. And once again, here come the Pirates on a full court press. The Knights play a three-girl offense back there. Murray, long two, no good from the left wing. And a rebound once again, this time Annabella Ruiz. She goes from the left wing, stays there though, and gives it to Holden at that same place. Around to Montemayor, passes it to Black. Her left wing three, no good as well. A rebound though, putback opportunity, also no good on the back shoulder by Montemayor. And as there was a tussle for the rebound, a whistle was blown before the ref signals that the Knights will be the ones to inbound it and take it back. So 4 minutes, 8 seconds left now, and a 16-9 lead for the Knights.
You can see South getting more comfortable throughout this game, putting up more shots as they go. And that's shown in the score. We've got 16-9 now, so much better than we were in the start of the first quarter for South. So hopefully they're able to continue this momentum throughout the game, but we'll have to see how they're able to do that.
And they're playing better defense here, as here's a steal from Shiley Holden. Eliana Black now on the right wing, looking around, dribbling a couple times with her right hand, trying to direct Deanna Hu in, but instead she dishes it to Montemayor at the top of the key, dribbles thrice to her right, now stops, and gives it to Holden. She's gonna drive, nope. She dishes it back out to Annabella Ruiz, Her short left wing jumper is good. Makes it a 5-point game. Timeout called by Coach Frank Moore of the Knights. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left here in the third quarter as here come the Pirates.
Absolutely. Well-timed timeout for Frank Moore for sure, because that three-pointer made it so much of a closer game than it was. They have gotten 6 points since the beginning of the quarter, and North has only gotten 1, if I'm correct. So that's been a really strong game for South in this third quarter, and that's what we've seen so far in some of their recent parts of the season. A lot of their games they've won, the last 2 games they've won, started with a really not great first quarter. The second quarter was okay, and then they picked it back up in the second half. And so that's what we're seeing so far today. So we don't know what's going to happen. North, often when they have a good first quarter, they end up winning the game, even if they go down throughout the quarters. So we don't have a good sight on what might happen from their past games, but we do know that the gap is slowly closing.
Timeout about to end. Coach Zach Kumar going over some stuff with his girls, as is Coach Moore, the one who called the timeout. North is going to be first back on the court. We're going to see if there are any substitutions being made. It looks to be Amelia Holmes, Juliana Kelly, Annabelle Lee, Anjali Vamuri, and Gianna Krupakali, the 5 for North. The 5 for South, Annabella Ruiz, Rachel Joseph, Shiley Holden, Eliana Black, and Deanna Hu. But here come the Knights. Long pass from Krupakali into Holmes from the right side of the paint. Can't convert though, and here come the Pirates. Holden's got it, left wing, stops, takes a long 2. Her foot was on the line, but it'll be a good shot and it'll make it a 1-possession game. 16-13 now, 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. But the pass from Vamori is no good. So Annabella Ruiz took a shot from the free throw line, could not connect though, and once again, here come the Knights. 3 minutes remaining, pass over to Krupakali, right side. She cuts through the defense and goes up for the shot. Can't convert, but she'll draw a foul. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left. 1-possession game, 16-13, Knights lead.
Yes, it is unfortunate for Shiley Holden that her foot was on the line for that because it was so close to being a 3. That would have made it a lot closer. But again, 3-point game. And we've still got just around 3 minutes left in the quarter. So there's a lot that can be done with that.
Krupakali makes her first, so no longer a 1-possession game. So North being able to extend their lead a little bit. The free throws for North this year have not been bad, especially Krupakali. However, she misses her second, and it's a rebound from South. Closely contested, though, by a lot of North players. Eliana Black is going to take it, though, on that left side across the half-court line. Dribbling a little bit more to her left. Now dumping it off to Joseph. She goes up. Right side floater is good from just outside the paint. It'll make it a 2-point game. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left as here come the Pirates. A lot of momentum, but as I say that, Amelia Holmes is wide open on the right side of the paint, connects on the shot as we get past 2.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. 19-15 game now. Knights continue to lead. Here comes Eliana Black, dishes it back to Joseph once again, puts up a shot from the free throw line, can't convert though, and another rebound by the Knights. Here comes Sanvi Kumar. She's on the left side, double teamed by the Pirates, and the ball is loose. Juliana Kelly had it, lost it, has it again, and a whistle's blown. South is going to get possession back of the ball.
Absolutely. One thing that we're going to have to be looking at is just the Pirates in their defense, which has been so good, which has been the reason why the gap has begun to close. But the Knights have been getting more aggressive with their offense, so it's been a lot harder to defend. Those passes have gotten longer and stronger. So that's something that the Pirates are going to have to keep up with.
Black straight on 3 was whistled off before she could even fire the shot. Seemed as if she traveled there, so the ball's going to go back to the Knights. Minute and 49 remaining here in this third quarter. 19-15 is Juliana Kelly, the one who's going to inbound it. Starts already calling out a couple of directions for her Knights team. Bounces it to Annabelle Lee. And she's still waiting on someone. She's still in her own backcourt being double teamed, but now she gets it to Kelly, all the way over to Kumar, left corner. Back to Annabelle Lee, top of the key, fakes once, now Kumar left wing. Minute 35 left. Here's Gianna Krupakali, top of the key. Here's Juliana Kelly, right corner 3 is no good. Rebound is grabbed by Annabella Ruiz. And here comes Shiley Holden, taking it once again across the logo for the Pirates, dishing it off to Eliana Black on that right wing. She's gonna try and drive, but as she does so, the ball went off of a foot. Looks like even before it went off a foot, though, a foul was called. So either way, it's going to stay with the Pirates. Shiley Holden preparing to inbound this for South.
And something we saw just there was North was pushing out a little bit more of their defense, making it harder for South to get in general to their half because North was pushing out so much better than they were before.
Here's Annabella Ruiz. Right wing three is good, and it makes it a 1-point game here for the Pirates. They are absolutely storming so far in this second half. Kelly inbounds it to Lee. She's stripped from behind by Holden. The ball is stolen. Left elbow shot now from Rachel Joseph. Can't convert. And North once again, here they come. 50 seconds left. Gianna Kripakali dishes it to Sanvi Kumar. She goes up for the shot, but there's a whistle blown. It's an offensive foul, and the Pirates are going to get it back with 46 seconds remaining. 19-18 currently the score. North still leads, but South has all the momentum right now.
Yes, I can't say I'm not excited right now. It is a 1-point game, like you said, coming from such a difficult start, especially in the first quarter. So South is going to have to do a lot to keep this momentum going, keep all of that defense that they've gotten, along with North's stronger offense.
Ball stolen by North off the inbound. Amelia Holmes puts up a shot, can't convert on it though. Rebound once again by the Pirates. Under 30 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. Here's Rachel Joseph left side, still all the way back, not yet at the wing. Dribbling and guarded by Annabelle Lee. Goes to her right. Shiley Holden called for the ball, didn't get it. Now she's going to drive, dishes it out to Holden. Left corner three, no good off the front of the rim, and a rebound by Kelly. 10 seconds remaining. The Knights will have one more shot to score here. 5 seconds remaining. Kurupakali crosses the line, dribbles behind her back. Here's Amelia Holmes, puts up a shot and converts from the right side as the period ends. 21-18 is the score heading into the fourth quarter. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Want to influence kids in your community? There are easy things you can do. Share a skill, a passion, or a hobby. You can make a big difference because kids who enjoy a regular positive activity with an adult are less likely to begin using drugs or alcohol. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer. No matter what it is, you have something to offer. Find out how. Log on to yourhelpyourcommunity.org or call 1-877-KIDS-313, a public service announcement from the Office of National Drug Control Policy, the Ad Council, and this station. You listen to the home of all WWPH Sports, 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
South had all the momentum heading into that final part of the quarter. However, before we could get any farther, Amelia Holmes was quick to stop that with a nice pull-up jumper from the right side. As time expired, meaning 21-18, a one-possession game, more specifically 3 points, will be the score as we head into this final frame. And South has been super good in that third quarter. They're looking to continue to build on that momentum even after Holmes' shot, and they got 8 minutes to take the lead and take the win and split this North-South night 1-1.
That's for sure, Julian. And again, Amelia Holmes has been such an important player. She is the senior. We don't have that many seniors on South. No major players are seniors. So she has that height, she has that experience, and that was really shown in that point.
Shot from North, no good from the right side, and a rebound here for South. It's going to be Annabella Ruiz taking it across the logo. Now looking to her left and dribbling there. She tried to pass it in to Eliana Black, but the pass was deflected out by Amelia Holmes. So South is still going to have the ball. They're still going to inbound it, but some good defense there from the Knights to begin this quarter. 7 minutes, 36 seconds left. Here's Eliana Black, top of the key. Tried to give it over to Holden. Pass was tipped, and Holden steps into the backcourt. It's a violation called. North is going to get the ball back with 7.5 minutes left here in this fourth quarter.
Yes, that's going to be something to be careful of, especially when the ball is so close to being out, just making sure you watch where your footing is, because that turnover can mean a lot, especially in this game where every point is so close.
Some very aggressive defense here from North to kick off this fourth quarter, and another whistle blown now as North had the ball. It's going to be a foul on Shiley Holden. So North going to inbound it, this time from their own offensive baseline. 21-18 still the score. Juliana Kelly trying to direct traffic, passing it all the way back to Annabelle Lee. Straight up three is good. Banking it in, Annabelle Lee, making it a 6-point game with 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Here comes Eliana Black, passing it to Maya Montemayor on that left side. She dribbles to her right. She's at the top of the key, now on that right elbow. Eliana Black, right wing, now over to Deanna Hu. And now it's Annabella Ruiz. Holden has it, gives it to Montemayor, top of the key. Now Ruiz's shot from the right wing is off the mark. She gets it back, tried to go for a right elbow shot. That wasn't good either. Karaba grabs the rebound, and once again, here come the Knights. So it's going to be Annabelle Lee dribbling it all the way over to Juliana Kelly. Right corner three is good, and just like that, the Knights have regained their momentum. It's a 27-18 game with 6.5 minutes left to go here in this final frame.
Yes, North is going strong and hard. Again, that pass to that three was such a long pass. It was so possible for that to go out, but they got it, and then they made that three, which really gained back any thought that they might not win for North.
And now a travel called on South as well. So another turnover, another opportunity for the Knights to increase their lead. It bounces out of bounds, but it looked like it was tipped by a Pirate before it got there. So the Knights are going to once again have possession. They're just going to move the spot of their inbound a little bit. Now Juliana Kelly's going to inbound it from the right sideline, right in front of us. Gives it to Annabelle Lee in her own paint. Being guarded closely by Montemayor. She gets stripped. Ball goes out of bounds once again. Once again, it's going to be the Knights who have possession. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left. 27-18 score here in this fourth quarter.
Pirates are going to need to watch what they're doing right now, especially in terms of fouling. Even though their good defense is what was carrying them through that third quarter, they have been fouling, which leads to a switch in possession. And often, again, those threes, it's so easy for that game to change just like that. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Julia Galvin comes in for Maya Montemayor. Kelly is going to be the one to inbound it. Pirates full court pressing it. They end up stealing the ball. So now it's going to be Black right wing, who right corner three is no good. Rebound Kelly. She gets it over to Karaba, but Karaba can't corral the high pass. Here comes Black across the half court line once again. Who now a pass all the way across the court. A shot from Rachel Joseph is no good, and a rebound by Sanvi Kumar. 27-18, 5 minutes 45 seconds left. Knights lead. Annabelle Lee gives it to Kumar, who gives it right back to Lee at the top of the key. Steps with her right, then goes to her left, but ends up having to stop and go back to the top of the key. Now passing it to the right side, where Kumar's waiting. Into Kelly, tries to make a post move on that right side of the paint, can't do so, so gives it back to Kumar, right corner. Passing it all the way back to the top of the key where Annabelle Lee waits. She has it, guarded closely by Denise Hu. Now Kumar once again, this time on that right wing. Looking to pass it, she gets it back to Lee, once again top of the key. Dribbling to her left, now circling back on her right. We just saw Kumar switch sides, Lee still has the ball. And she gives it over to Karaba right side. Bounces it over to Amelia Holmes, 5 minutes left. Top of the key is Holmes. Back over to Kumar, into Kelly in the paint. She tried to bank it off from the right side, couldn't do so. Now a fast break opportunity for the Pirates. Black guarded one-on-one by Lee. She goes up for the layup, can't convert on the layup, however, from the right side, and the Knights take possession once again.
Absolutely, we're seeing a lot of hard work from both teams right now, really getting up and down the court very quickly. Daniel mentioned that the Knights really are playing a fast game. You know, they're running on the court fast, they're moving the ball around fast, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now as South is having trouble defending.
They're moving fast, but their offense very slow and controlled. It took them a lot of time before they put up a shot in their last possession. Doing the same thing here. Liv Karaba currently has it on the left wing, bounces it into Kelly, who gives it back out to Karaba at the top of the key. Pass, though, stolen by South. It was Annabella Ruiz who was able to intercept that pass from Karaba. Now she has it. Left wing three-pointer, no good. Rebound, go right back to Ruiz. Gives it to Hu, now gives it to Galvin. She is at the right side of the paint. Now she's got Eliana Black, top of the key. She's the one with the ball. She puts up a shot, left elbow, can't convert though. Juliana Kelly rebounds it. 27-18 still is the score. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left. Here comes Annabelle Lee. To her left is Amelia Holmes, guarded very closely by Black. And back to Lee, all the way back towards the half-court line now. Guarded very closely by Hu. However, going to her right, going all the way up. Can't convert, though, on the layup as it was blocked by Hu before she could go up. Here's Rachel Joseph, left wing. Has some space to take the three, decides not to do it, though. Bounces it instead into Galvin on that left side of the paint. Trying to muscle her way in. She's in the paint now, nothing yet. Back comes Joseph, left corner, goes in for the shot from the right side, falls down and is grabbing her knee, but on the other side of the court. Here comes Amelia Holmes off a long outlet pass from Sanvi Kumar and converts. 29-18 will be the score as a timeout is called by Zach Kumar as he looks to help Rachel Joseph. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the game and an 11-point lead for the Knights.
Yeah, again, scary seeing different players on the ground, but someone we are seeing is Julia Galvin in for the first time. She is one of the team's few seniors. I believe one of 5 in general, but most have not been played yet. So she's been the first one out there, and she's trying her best to get around, really get those passes in, and trying to go up for her layup, although it didn't work for her in that situation.
Still going over some strategy. Coach Frank Moore has really helped will his girls back to a big lead in this fourth quarter. We talked about that idea of momentum. It's not unfair to say that South had all of it coming into this fourth quarter. They were only down 3. However, coming out, they're now down 11. So, if they want to get back into this game, it's going to have to be quickly. However, we saw them make those runs just last quarter, so they do have the opportunity to do so. This game is definitely not over. Still more strategy being discussed as Joseph's still on the floor. So another big opportunity here for South.
Absolutely, and we can take a look at even some of South's past games. Their last game was against Hamilton West, and it was a win just yesterday. And it was only by 1 point. So again, these close games are something they are familiar with. And in the first quarter, again, 2-12, they were down 10 points, but they were able to come back again to that win by just 1 point. So that's something we might be able to see this game. We don't know. 11 points, is both a lot, but also that's able to come back. We've seen that they can do it in 3 minutes. So we will see what they can do with that.
As we wait for this fourth quarter to resume, 29-18, North leads. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
If you've been diagnosed with an illness, explore all of your options and talk with your doctor about what's right for you, because knowing your options is the best option. Learn more at ahrq.gov, a public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Play now resumes. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. North currently has a 29-18 lead. The five on the floor right now for the Pirates is going to be Maya Montemayor, Deanna Hu, Eliana Black, Shiley Holden, and also Annabella Ruiz. So Holden's going to be the one to inbound it. She does so to, that looks like it was Black. And here come the Pirates. Now crossing the half-court line is Ruiz, right side. She gives it back to Holden, all the way over to Black. Left wing three-pointer, no good, but she draws the foul. She's going to go to the free throw line for 3 shots this time, and a big opportunity here for Eliana Black off the break.
Yes, and Eliana Black has been good with both free throws and three-pointers, but hopefully she's able to utilize her strategies right now with her free throw.
Yeah, if there's ever a time for her to use her three-point skills in order to get her team back into a game, it's right here as her first one is up and off the front of the rim, no good. Still a 29-18 game. We're under 3 minutes left here. And Black now her second of 3. So that foul, by the way, was called on Juliana Kelly. We've seen a decent amount of fouls today from this Knights defense. That's part of the consequences of being as aggressive as they have been, as Black misses her second.
Yes, and again, Eliana Black keeps going for these three-pointers, and although it might not seem like it's working out for her right now, she does have 19 in her 16 games played, so she may be able to use that to her advantage and get the score back up in the rest of this quarter.
Black's third is converted, so once again a 10-point game. Coach Zach Kumar is going to call a timeout here. So very quickly after the last discussion of strategy, Kumar wants to talk a little bit more. Student personalities, local sports and news, High Road Radio, and the same old dedication to the West Windsor-Plainsboro community. It's your local high school radio station, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. Timeout ends as Kumar, his strategy here was to just go over a couple of things with his girls. They're only down 10 now, so they have an opportunity to get back in the game. North is going to be the first team out on the floor. They are already ready. They're going to be the ones to inbound it. Specifically, it's going to be Juliana Kelly to inbound it, Liv Karaba, Gianna Karupakali, Amelia Holmes, and Sanvi Kumar, the ones on the floor. Karaba's going to get it, full court pressing once again coming from the Pirates, but it's Karupakali who takes it. Now a 3-on-1 opportunity for the Knights. Kumar puts up a shot from the right side, can't convert though, rebound though, tip to Karaba on the left side. Here's Karupakali, top of the key, pass into Kelly, her right side layup is no good, and a rebound by the Pirates. Here comes Maya Montemayor, nobody's gonna touch her on her way up, and a foul though is called as Sanvi Kumar was able to rush all the way to the other side of the floor. So Maya Montemayor now gonna go up to the line for a chance of 2, and for a chance to once again make it a single-digit deficit.
And Montemayor has been having a great season this year. Again, this is only her second season, with her first season only consisting of 2 games. But also taking a look at Annabella Ruse, who got that rebound that left these Pirates down here. Even though she's the second place maker of rebounds compared to Estefan on the South team, after this game, we'll seeing a lot of improvements in that, and maybe even making her way to the top.
Montemayor made her first, missed her second, so a 9-point game now. Only a 3-possession game with 2.5 minutes left. Either team very much could win this game. Long pass from Kurupakali to Kumar, who tried to give it back to Kurupakali. Almost ended up losing the ball, however, the Knights still have it. Kurupakali drives herself, dishes it to Holmes, can't convert on the layup. Rebound Karaba, however, stolen by Montemayor, loses the ball, and Holden has it. So now the Pirates are going to have to take this up a bit more conservatively. Holden now over to Hu on that left wing. She gives it to Annabella Ruiz, who's right next to her. Ruiz now dribbling to the logo, and she has Montemayor left side. She spins in, goes up for the layup from that left side, can't convert though, and it's rebounded by Kumar over to Kelly. Now Kurupakali has it. She goes up to the left side, and a foul is called on her from behind. Holden made some contact, and the Knights once again are going to retain possession of the ball, but now they're 1 foul closer to that bonus that becomes so crucial in these late game situations.
For sure, and watching those fouls is something both teams, but particularly South, will need to do if they want to get the lead back. And additionally, high passes is something we've seen just in the last minute. Both teams have really tried to get these far passes gone, and they've been just short of being out of bounds.
Molly Holmes comes in, her sister comes out, 29-20, as the ball is stripped from Gianna Kurupakali. Montemayor went up, couldn't convert on the layup, but she was fouled on the way up, and she's going to go to the line for 2 more. Minute 38 remaining here in this 4th quarter, and another opportunity for Maya Montemayor, who just went 1 for 2 from the line, to make this an 8 or 7-point game.
Absolutely. This does remind me, when we were testing out, obviously, all the audio equipment for this in the beginning of the year, we saw them practicing how they're going to deal with being fouled, and that's something we've seen them do particularly well this year, especially this game, dealing with when they get fouled and really getting those calls in their favor.
Coach Kumar's made that a necessity, a very important part of his team's work this year. That's partially why they're so good, as we talked about earlier, in late game situations, as Montemayor makes her first. Annabelle Lee comes back in as Liv Karaba comes back out. Montemayor's second shot is up, and once again, her second one airball. So that's twice in a row now that she's made the first. Second one hasn't touched the rim. Juliana Kelly's going to inbound it. Minute 38 remaining here in this 4th quarter. North holding an 8-point lead, 29-21. Here is Annabelle Lee, left side, being guarded closely by Montemayor, dribbling all the way across the court. Now a little pass to Kelly, who has some wide open lanes in front of her. She ends up trying to pass it to Holmes. The ball went loose. Kelly grabs it back. Now Lee right side. Nice passing here from Kurupakali to Kumar. Her 2-point jumper is good from the left side. It's once again a 10-point game. Minute 15 remaining here in this final frame. A whistle is blown, and still waiting on what the whistle could be. It's not a timeout, it's just an inbound. So Shiley Holden is going to inbound it now to Eliana Black, dribbling along that left side. Now trying to drive in, puts up a floater from the right hand, rolls off the rim after a couple of bounces. Bounce pass to Juliana Kelly, and now come back. Here come the Knights the other way. Lee stops in her tracks, gives it back to Kelly, and now Gianna Kurupakali, top of the key. 54 seconds remaining. Dribbles between her legs, and some contact there between her and Montemayor, who gets called for the foul. Another inbound now for the Knights, and 1 foul closer to that bonus we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and Julia Galvin is now going in for Maya Montemayor after that foul. So that's something to note as well. When we have 51.8 seconds left in this game, 10-point difference.
Kelly looking to inbound it, still can't find anyone yet as Kurupakali fell down. She eventually finds Molly Holmes, but a whistle's blown. Coach Moore's calling a timeout. So with 49 seconds left, his girls have a 10-point lead. He wants to make sure the strategy's all set, as South will certainly look to foul here, stop the clock, and have the opportunity to get that possession back.
Yes, and even looking at, prior games right now, there's not a lot that South will be able to do with 10-point difference and 48 seconds left. But, this will be one of their losses and will bring them to 3 wins and 14 losses. But it will bring North to 10 wins and 5 losses. Again, something we've noted in prior in this broadcast. 10 wins is kind of a big deal, especially for a WWP team. It's a great milestone for the season and definitely something to celebrate.
And now the inbound will occur. So Juliana Kelly looking around. She gives it to Gianna Krupakali, right side, dribbling now towards the top of the key. Circling back around, Shiley Holden was lost. She tried to pass it to Holmes and converts, although it went loose. And now Sanvi Kumar has it. Left corner into Holmes, puts up a layup and converts the layup. And that'll all but do it with only 30 seconds left and a 12-point lead for North. But South not giving up. Here's Shiley Holden. Pull-up jumper from the right side, can't convert. Put back, also no good. Juliana Kelly rebounds it. Here's Kirupakali, 33-21 with 20 seconds left. Another foul called. Looked like this time it was on South, so now they're starting to implement that fouling strategy that we just talked about.
Yes, and again, just a reminder for all the players, even if the game is impossible to win, it's always just, you can measure yourself against yourself, see how you're doing. And a lot of these players are playing one of the better games that they've played so far this season in terms of just, all around good playing. So that's something to look at as well.
Yeah, it's been a great game. The Pirates made it extremely close here in that third quarter. The Knights able to pull away. It's been a very interesting game in terms of strategy as Kirupakali misses both free throws and it's tipped out of bounds and given to the Pirates. So a lot of interesting adjustments being made. We've seen really good streaks of momentum for both sides, but at the end it seems like North has just had one final streak that the Pirates didn't have. Here's Annabella Ruiz, right corner three, once again off the mark. Ball still loose. Ruiz grabs it once again though. Shot from the right wing was also off the mark. And with 2 seconds left, the game will end. North is gonna take a sweep today. They win the guys game, they win the girls game. The girls get their 10th win of the year into double digits, a .667 winning percentage, and they'll improve to 5-2 at home. Very impressive here for the North girls tonight as the two teams shake hands. We talked about it earlier. These are their crosstown rivals, but they're also their friends, their neighbors, they're members of the community. Even a hug there from Amelia Holmes and Molly Holmes to Zach Kumar, the opposing coach. So a lot of great sportsmanship we're seeing here from these two teams. However, the final score is going to be in favor of North, 33-21. Eliana, what did you see from both teams here late in this game?
Both teams were playing hard, even to the end. Again, South never gave up. Even Eliana Black, she came down right at the end trying to get that shot in, and every player that could tried to rebound and try and get one in. It didn't work out for them eventually, but both teams were trying their best. Even as Moore called that timeout with less than a minute left, you could tell he was telling the girls to keep on trying, and they got another couple points for their team as well. So, just continuing both teams to fight. And, but good sportsmanship all around. There wasn't any foul play today, which was always good to see, especially when you have a bigger crowd and it gets a little bit rowdier.
Also joining us on this post-game show is Daniyal Faraki. Daniyal, what did you see from this game today?
Well, I saw North mainly dominating in the first two quarters. Now we know that South has a history, has a tendency to, kind of make a comeback and make surprises in the last two quarters, which I feel they did once they went back to the drawing board over halftime. The coach really, I think, came up with a good strategy, and they did come a little bit more aggressive, trying to make some three-pointers, but mostly layups, and they did do some good passes. However, North gained their momentum again and gained the upper hand in the end.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why North was able to win, right? It wasn't just the fact that they had gained so much momentum, but also the fact that South lost so much momentum. And it all started off that last second shot in that third quarter from Amelia Holmes on that right side. South had all the momentum. They were set to go into the fourth quarter with momentum, and that's why momentum's such a big deal, because Holmes was able to stop it before it got any further. And going into the fourth quarter, it's like all of the progress that South made was negated. And that was a big reason why North was able to pull off the win today, is because they were able to stop that momentum when it was most needed.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, South has gotten really close with a lot of shots, especially player Maya Montemeyer, who we've seen in both halves of the game take the ball and try to run up to the key and do a lot of layups, and she's been blocked every single time and doing it. Not one shot has been made. They've made a lot of attempts, three-pointers, two-pointers, and just layups a lot. Even in free throws, it's the only kind of time where they actually have made their shots, and it's been working out in their favor. But not even all of those have been connected, so it's been tough for South. They've been given the opportunity for shots, but they just weren't able to connect, contrary to North.
Montemayor, there's though still a strong game, able to draw a lot of fouls and keep that game tight for the Pirates in that fourth quarter up until the end.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of South players, everyone who was in there for the majority of the game. Again, we have those 3 key juniors, which consist of Joseph, Holden, and Black, and 3 key sophomores, which are Montemayor, Ruiz, and Estefan. Bring their game the entire time, worked as a team, and really showed off all the skills they've built this season. They've grown a lot in terms of, even if you just look at their games in the beginning of the season, not as many points were scored. There weren't a whole lot of assists going on, and not a lot of steals. And although steals are still not necessarily their strongest area of the game, they are able to get a lot of points in. Again, their free-throw accuracy has gone up throughout the season, and all of their players are at their best game right now, and they're continuing to grow throughout the rest of their season.
Speaking of Estefan, I'm surprised that Coach Kumar did not put her in more in that second half. She really was almost an unstoppable force in that first half. Really, the only offensive opportunities that came for the Pirates came from her, and yet she didn't see much playing time in that second half.
You know what? I noticed that too. She was a really good rebounder, and actually the one that could actually potentially has the potential to block the Holmes twins, right? Coming up, at least meeting their height almost. And so she was a key player in the beginning, and she was kind of, like you said, a unstoppable force. She was really good for the team, and I'm surprised he didn't use her again. But I guess Coach Kumar, he did have some different ideas in mind, and some worked out. I guess some did not. But I would love to see some further play time for her as well in the future, because I do think there was a lot of potential there.
Yeah, to be fair, it's important to remember that going into the half, South did not look that good, and they needed some adjustments. So it was very possible for Coach Kumar to say, hey, let's try something new at that 5 position against those Holmes twins, and that's exactly what he did. And for that first quarter of the second half, so the third quarter, it really did work out, and now eventually they lost momentum, but the reasoning, at least from Coach Kumar's eyes, I can see where it came from, and it did work for a little bit. So she did play very well in the first half, but I think that, there were adjustments that needed to be made for the Pirates, and that was one of them that Coach Kumar thought that could make a difference.
And sometimes it is kind of difficult to, decipher what the issue really is and what players need to be switched out and what plans need to be made. So it's not, based purely on, it's like an obvious choice. It was based on his judgment and what he felt. So there could have been a lot of different routes to take this, and it was definitely not a wrong route, maybe to not have her in the second half of the game.
It also allowed senior Julia Galvin to go in. Again, this is her last season. And even though you're not necessarily one of the top 6 or so players, it's important to still get that playing time in, because that is one of the ways you are able to grow. So I think that is an important piece of that as well.
Yeah, something else I wanted to note is when South started to regain their momentum, something that they did coming out of the half. We talked a little bit about Coach Kumar's adjustments. Something they did out of the half that they didn't do much prior to the half was full court press. We saw how effective that was in the guys' game for both teams. The best chances South had in that blowout were when they were full court pressing. So I'm not surprised that Kumar went to that full court press, and it did work really well for them. However, as time went on, you develop strategies, you adjust, you find ways around it. Sometimes you're not able to do that. North was tonight, which was partially why they were able to pull out the win.
Right, South was definitely trying to work out of their comfort zone coming out of the second half, or coming out of halftime into the second half, because in the first half they kind of fall into that norm of where they make their way doing passes very close to each other and just make their way across the court, but making long range passes and playing pressing full court, that makes a difference in the game, and it throws in something that the opponent's not expecting.
Yeah, again, like you just said, their defense was so much stronger in that third quarter than it was for the entire first half. And also, they were able to deal with the changes that North was making too. They adapted to North pressing a little bit more than they were before defensively, and they were able to deal with North offensively as well, trying to go a little bit faster than they even were in the first half. So, South was really able to adapt to that, and North was able to obviously strengthen what they were doing as well coming into the second half.
And with that, that will conclude North-South Night here from the Knights Lair. Thanks everybody so much for listening. This has been Julian Morgan. Alongside me today for this girls' game, Eliana Hebert and Daniyal F. John Bridgeford joined me earlier for commentary and color commentary on the guys' game. So, 2 games today, 2 wins for the Knights, and now they have their next steps to make from there. So North for the guys, they improved to 500. North for the girls, they improved to their 10th win of the year. So big steps forward for both North teams here at home. They're probably very happy that they were able to pull off the win today. And that'll do it for us here from 107.9 FM. You're listening to the home of all WWP sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.